Welcome back to another edition of All Chiefed Up, where we do Kansas City Chiefs news, analysis, and more. Today, we're going to look at some tweets from guys like Eric STONESTREET. We're also going to talk about how stupid Bart Scott looked earlier this week on First Take, defending the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But first, if you guys remember, we gave away a mystery box at 1,000 subscribers. We're going to show Trish unboxing that right now.
Hey guys, I'm stoked about the package I got. It's awesome. The box is amazing. This is too cool. Mahomes cup with some stickers and keychains. Love it, love it. I'll put it on my keys right away. My Mahomes cup and koozie. It's matching. That's awesome. Then I got an autographed program, which I think is amazing. Got to figure out who signed it. I can't read the autographs. And this one, autographed Chiefs leather football, authentic leather football. Some Gates barbecue sauce, which you can, that goes without saying. Then I got a box of Kelsey's Crunch. And it goes with my Mahomes Crunch, which I love. Now they're friends. Now they're Mahomes to Kelsey. And KC Wolf, which is awesome. He's looking pretty snazzy. All right. Thank you, guys. That was amazing. It's awesome. I love this stuff. Use it. It'll be my rally ball. All right, guys. Hopefully we beat Tampa Bay today. And go Chiefs.
Trish, so glad you liked everything. That was a Trey Smith autograph for you, by the way. You had Kelsey on the football. Hope you enjoyed it. You guys stick around. We're giving another one away at 5,000 subscribers, so hit that sub button, hit that bell notification. But let's get rolling. Let's jump into some tweets, Steve. Arrowhead Live says, we have held Connor, Eckler, Taylor, and Fournette to a combined 133 yards on 48 rushing attempts, 2.77 yards per carry through the first 4 weeks of the season, and that's without Willie Gay for the last 2 weeks. It feels weird to not complain about the run defense. And, dude, there couldn't be a better tweet that I can relate to than finally having a defense. It's great, isn't it, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it's no coincidence. After 4 games and they look that good against some good running backs like that, we have a good run defense, Kansas City. So bravo. We've made it. But no, for real though, we do have Nick Bolton now. He's an excellent middle linebacker. He's really good in the run game. And just the defense overall is a little faster this year than they have been in years past. So I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, so when we drafted George Karlaftis, we thought it was only going to be about pass rush, but he's actually helped that run defense immensely. He lit up Leonard Fournette the other night, and it's making the run defense look really good up front. And those linebackers, like you said, with Nick Bolton, dude, sky's the limit for this team right now on the run defense.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Jones and Frank Clark are both very underrated rush defenders. I mean, everyone thinks of them as pass rush, getting to the quarterback, getting sacks, but they're both really good in the run game. And then you can't say enough about Turk Wharton, Colin Saunders getting in there and stuffing up those holes as well.
Okay, so let's get to another tweet. This one's from Chiefs Insider. He says the big difference between the Bills and Chiefs is running the ball. Buffalo depends too much on the arm and legs of their stud QB. If Kansas City runs the ball like they did against the Bucks versus the Bills, that will be the big difference in the game. But first up, let's beat the Raiders. And look, he's right. We can't overlook the Raiders. You can't look at the Bills. You cannot have a letdown game. We don't want Colts part 2 right here. So let's go out and trounce the Raiders. This is a game that we should have circled every year. We hate these guys. Let's crush them. But he is right. It's glad to see, Steve, people coming around to this run game and not just running the ball, the power run game, man. Have we started a revolution here at All Chiefed Up?
We've been talking about it over and over and over again. And it was excellent to actually see that in action last week in Tampa Bay. I mean, it made the difference in the game, obviously. And yeah, like you said, that would be great in the Buffalo game as well. But it's not just Buffalo. I mean, any team we're playing, we got to establish that run game. And I think our run offense relies on more straight ahead run plays, like the RPOs and stuff. That's great and all, but they have their time and place. But we have runners that need to hit the hole quick, and we have an offensive line that can road grade. So let's use them. Let's not beat around the bush in the backfield forever. Let's just get to it and rush it down their throat, like we saw Isaiah Pacheco doing over and over again.
Yeah, we all know that this is the key. Even Andy Reid's starting to figure it out. Let's look at this clip of Andy.
When you play a good football team, it always starts up front. And so you give tribute to the guys up front.
Even Travis Kelce jumped in on how good the offensive line and the running game looked. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Shout out to that big old line, baby.
Oh, baby,
I don't know. I heard some
remember that.
doubters on the O-line before the week started. There was some doubters. There was some guys on the other side of the ball. There was some guys on the other side of the ball that didn't really, have a lot of faith in them.
So, yeah, guys, it's looking like the run of the offensive line is the strength of this offense. This is what we said will take us to the next level. If you want to be a great offense, cool. You want to get that power run game and get that run game going and take heat off Mahomes, we become unstoppable, and we become the best team in football, hands down. But let's get into one more tweet here. We got one from Eric STONESTREET. You guys may know him from Modern Family. Cool dude. He's always at the Chiefs practices. He was at camp. The trick play when they run Noah Gray along the lines and then he takes the QB sneak, runs up the middle, scores the touchdown. Mahomes is like pointing and looking elsewhere and acting really good. Eric STONESTREET tweeted at that time and he said, "My improv class I taught at Chiefs training camp is really paying off there. Hashtag Chiefs Kingdom." And dude, it's hilarious watching Mahomes act. And he actually gets a linebacker and a safety to come across the field and not even pay attention, dude. It's hilarious.
He got me because when I originally watched that play, I literally looked at what Mahomes was pointing at because I thought he was calling an audible. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. And the next thing I know, touchdown. No, I didn't even know it was Noah Gray because I wasn't even looking at it. I was like, what? And I think Pops, I was watching the game with Pops and he was like, yeah, it was Noah Gray took the snap. And I was like, when? Like, I wasn't even like, that's how off I was just watching on TV. So I can imagine being a linebacker and you're not going to see that. I mean, the Chiefs use motion so much with those tight ends and everything. You don't even think about it, but that's excellent play design. I just thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, the only people that actually reacted on time was the defensive linemen because they're taught to look at the ball. They're not looking at the motion. They were the only ones that reacted. Most of the safeties and corners are just looking around. But you know what's funny? True story. I was watching the game at home by myself, and I looked over and I said, this would be a perfect time to put Kelsey under center and sneak it in. And then they used Noah Gray, which, hey, same thing.
That was the Blake Bell sneak. They just don't have him right now.
I know, man. I was like, perfect time for it, and then they hit it. So, again, I need to get paid for this.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the fun stuff. Last week before the game against Tampa Bay, Bart Scott was on First Take, being Bart Scott. He hates the Chiefs. There's some kind of grudge there. I don't know what it is, but he absolutely hates them. He's always talking down on them. And he felt the liberty to get on national television and talk about how Tampa Bay was going to dominate the Chiefs. Let's take a look at the clip right now, actually.
I mean, you talk about the GOAT versus the boat, right? But you go down, you break it down. Who put the blueprint on how to stop the Kansas City Chiefs? Yeah, that would be the Tampa Bay defense, right? So now they're facing for the first time since the Super Bowl, but something's missing. Something big is missing. Tyreek Hill and his ability to dictate coverage is missing. So now this team is much easier to handle. We watched Levante David and Devin White shut down Travis Kelce, the linebackers. Who do you waste your best cover guy on now? Juju Smith-Schuster? He can't get open. You saw in the first week when they played the Chargers, they were flat-footing. They were sitting at the sticks because there was no fear of the ball going over their head. Now you look at the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, and you talk about Tom Brady. He's willing and capable of killing you death by 1,000 paper cuts. This defense is maybe a little better than it's been, but it's not great. It doesn't have the honey badger. It doesn't have big difference makers. Yes, Chris Jones is a hell of a player, but Tom Brady has seen the likes of him. I tell you what, this is not even going to be close in my opinion. I think that this Tampa Bay defense dominates the Kansas City Chiefs. They struggled to put points up last week, and I know it was sloppy. I know they didn't have a kicker, but they struggled to put up points last week against the Colts, who doesn't have Shaquille Leonard. So now you talk about this defense is better than it was a couple of seasons ago, and I think they shut them down, and I shut them down easy.
Okay, if that's not 45 seconds of my life I'm never getting back, I don't know what was, because that dude was wrong about everything he said. I don't even know if he understands the basics of football at this point.
I know. How are you an ex-player and you're just that clueless and stupid? It cracks me up. But one thing that I noticed right off the bat was he liked to talk about how Tampa Bay made the blueprint for stopping the Chiefs offense, which at the time was Cheetah running down the field a million miles an hour and no one could cover the deep ball. So what do? They drop into the cover two shell, got more people back there, trying to confuse Mahomes. They're only rushing 3 guys. That's what they decided to do to slow down that offense with Tyreek Hill. So he's saying they have the blueprint to beat the Chiefs, but then he's like, oh, but they're missing Tyreek Hill, so it's even worse now. And it's like, you just contradicted yourself right there because we don't run the same offense anymore. So what does it matter if they run the cover two shell? And you know what's funny is they did try that. and Mahomes picked it apart, throwing these little 6-yard passes we've been saying he needs to take. And you got guys like Juju and Travis Kelce who can create after the catch. And that's just what killed Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he was wrong about Juju too. He said in the clip, Juju can't get open. What's he talking about? Juju gets open a lot. Mahomes just doesn't want to take the play when it's given to him half the time. But yeah, Juju tore Tampa Bay up. He looked pretty good. That little third down screen pass they run to Juju was beautiful. And then another thing I thought he was dead wrong about was he said, we played the Chargers in week 1. Dude, the Chiefs did not play the Chargers in week 1, bro. Like, this guy doesn't even know what's happening. This dude had 172 games under his belt in the NFL with 530 tackles. What's the odds that he led with his helmet on 529 of those?
Well, you couldn't tell if you look at his neck because it's like a giraffe neck, so it didn't get squished down any.
Dude, he is horrible. The last thing he says, this defense isn't great. They have no honey badger and they have no elite players. Hello, what about Nick Bolton? What about Chris Jones? What about, I mean, come on.
He mentioned Chris Jones, and he's like, well, everybody knows Chris Jones. Good. Tom Brady's seen him before. Well, first of all, one of the biggest misconceptions, besides the fact that the Chiefs needed Tyreek Hill, is the fact that the Chiefs needed the honey badger. Like, that one's even more confusing to me than the Tyreek Hill debate. Because let's get something straight. Last year's honey badger was trash. Like, he wasn't the honey badger last year. That's not the guy that we saw when they won the Super Bowl. It was some guy that refused to tackle people. He was slow. He cried a lot. He was too interested in talking about how bad the fan base was in Kansas City as opposed to playing good football. I mean, I don't know why they think that we missed that. I'll take Justin Reed over him any day at this point in their careers.
Again, though, I'm still looking at the disrespect for Nick Bolton, man. Do you know Nick Bolton's played 20 games? He has 95 tackles already. If he plays the exact same numbers of games that Bart Scott did, 172. Bart Scott had 530 tackles. Nick Bolton will have 817 at this pace. So he is double the player he is, and he disrespected him right there on national TV. Ridiculous. He also says Tom Brady wins in a blowout. They'll dominate us on offense and defense. This guy, I wonder how he likes his crow served. Does he want it medium well? How does he want that? Does he want it with a side of shut the F up?
He's going to go do it again next week. It'll be an every week thing. I'm sure he's going to say the Raiders are going to come out of their slump, after beating the Broncos, and they're going to go ahead and beat the Chiefs too because they're a better team, and the Chiefs just don't have a good offense or defense. He'll come up with something stupid. This guy's just a moron, and we just wanted to show the world, how dumb this guy is. So if you're ever flipping through the channels and you happen to come across First Take or what have you, and you see Bart Scott on there, keep flipping the channel because this guy is a moron.
Dude, go watch anything. Turn it to the Discovery Channel and watch some elephants banging or something. It'll be better. It'll be more entertaining than this.
No kidding. Like literally, you could watch, Reading Rainbow and learn something. Don't listen to Bart Scott.
Matter of fact, just read a book. Yeah, so everything this dude said was a complete joke. Like, I don't understand. We don't really care what these guys say, but it's just hilarious to go back and watch and just see how dumb and how wrong they are sometimes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little stupid clip of Bart Scott, clown of the week.
I mean, everyone knows that Skip Bayless is stupid, and he gets, I think Skip Bayless says a lot of what he does just to get the reaction, and it makes him a lot of money. But Bart Scott, I think he's on a different level of dumb. I think he believes what's coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, I think he always dogs on the Chiefs. He has something against Kansas City. He always says this kind of stuff. Yeah, Bart Scott's just stupid. Let's move on.
If you guys didn't get to catch our video yesterday, make sure to do that now. You can click right up here and go watch us break down some plays from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, including that ridiculous touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes to Clyde Edwards-Helaire that pretty much broke the internet. We do talk about it. And heck, let's listen to what Kelce had to say about it.
The NFL hasn't seen anything like Pat Mahomes. I promise you that. And you saw it today. He's the Houdini of our era, man.
Yeah, so I totally agree with Travis Kelce, man. He is Houdini. He is a magician. Dude, we need to sit back and realize we're in a greatness period and enjoy the show, man. We say it over and over. Enjoy the show. But you know what else is good? Next Gen Stats also released the little dot version of the play, and I've been watching this over and over. It is amazing, dude. We're gonna throw this on screen while I'm talking. But dude, it is awesome. I've been watching this little dot, and it's funny to see that dot run away from the defender and then do a little circle. Like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, so maybe in the future we might break down top 10 Patrick Mahomes plays of all times, what All Chiefed Up thinks. I think that would be a good video. So we might do that one for fun one day and pop it up. Be on the lookout for that. also be back tomorrow as we give you the top 5 keys to beating the Raiders, which pretty much should just be show up to the game and not be the worst team in football. But we'll break it down a little more for you. Make sure to like this video if you're enjoying the content. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Hit the bell, get notifications when we come out with new content, and any super things over $4.99, and we're going to send you out some stickers and a keychain. Mike, anything left for Chiefs Kingdom today?
No, man, it's Raider week. It's Raider week. And tomorrow we jump into Raider week, and we're going to give you the top 5 keys, and they're going to be magical. So grab a notebook and get ready. Andy, I'm talking to you. I know you're watching me.
See you guys.
See you guys.
There goes a sight from my soul.